Hello, good morning and welcome. Start off as ever with the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. It's the 7th of September and it's just after 8 o'clock. This New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and we've been struggling the last few days, and this is a monthly chart. And just off the end of the chart here, this is a monthly turning point. Now, at this position, we had this really big downward trend set up. So that is one of the reasons why we've been hanging about the last couple of days. There we go, that's better. That's one of the reasons why we've been hanging about a little bit the last couple of days on this chart. And we'll just go back to normal and set it like that. That's better. So that is a monthly turning point, which obviously gives us quite high support. So it might take us a couple of days just to get over that and continue down. So we'll be watching that. We're below the 50 and we've been in this sideways motion here, which has given us this fall, a bit ziggy-zaggy fall down here. As long as we stop below the 50, basically we should continue down. USD CAD. Well, we had the rate hike by the Canadian bank yesterday. We did get quite a big candle, but I mean it wasn't that big, and actually it's bounced back up a little bit. We're below the 30.9, which is extremely bearish, but I think we're going to see over the next couple of days a move back up from there, and I view it at this level as a very good buy. Commercials have a long ratio of 2.14 to 1. Tomorrow we've got new figures out, and also the open interest and volumes will be quite interesting for this pair. USD CAD. I'm actually thinking this is going to bounce back up now from this level. So I might take a view and go long on this, but we'll see what the figures say tomorrow. That's a little bit of a turnaround. I have been bearish of this pair for such a long time. But I've got out here at the 108,600. And I'm taking a view tomorrow on whether to go long on this pair or not. USD Mexican peso, red candle yesterday, another one following through today. But I reckon over the next week we're going to see this come up and break through this resistance here. We've got a commercials long ratio of 2.07 to 1, which is way away from where they used to be. We're just below the 50 on the RSI, which is a bit disappointing. But I think we've got to wait until next week and see what happens with this pair. Euro GBP. I've got a trade in. I think it looks like I'm just about to get knocked out. This pair has been falling down nicely over the last week or so. We've got a heavy resistance just to the north at 92,600. I'm short this pair. We've got the meeting this afternoon about the interest rates, with Mario Draghi, and I believe they're going to be dovish. So I am expecting this to fall. Might get knocked out in my trade, quite close to my stop there, but we've got a divergence of 3.37 to 1 short, and we are just above the 50 on the RSI. This was nice when it made this real definite cut through the trend line on the RSI, and of course we had a really nice high figure up here. That shows a lot of potential in the market. I think there's about 1,200 pips top to bottom. So that's where I'm looking with this one. It hasn't really broken out of these trend lines. We'll see what happens today. It should be very interesting. The pound New Zealand dollar, This has done wondrously well for me. I've got all my trades now in profit and with a stop behind them, and you know, I might actually add to that because that is looking really nice on the way up. So we're just coming up to the 69.1. We're actually 68.9 at the moment, so we're above the 69.1, and we're going to come up to the weekly resistance turning point. So that would be a nice move for us, but there's plenty to go on this. I think there's about another 800 pips to the north. AUD Japanese yen. This has fallen off quite nicely for us today. It's coming down. This is a historic turning point. This is giving us a little bit of trouble on the way back down. We've got a short divergence of 7.25 to 1. And we're just coming down to test the 50 line on the RSI. So all of this support and the 50 on the RSI, they're all basically the same place. And we're just waiting for it to break short down there. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Cheers now. Bye.